And what is up, gang? It's your boy Aaron Raphael Amin DMing for these homies out here. We got Riley, we got JC, and we have the new form of Ibrahim out here looking good. He just got done with some headshots. Mr. Oscar's over here about to be getting some rolls, I'm sure.
It's not even my final form.
Oh man. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. All right, Frieza. As far as everything goes, be sure to check out the homies Beyond the Review podcast. Oscars just happened. Shouts out to EEAAO. I'm sorry that it was just hot fire, and I'm glad they won Best Picture. As well, we have TT Tomes. Check out our little QR code. You can see his Kickstarter there, as well as our Discords and socials. Speaking of socials, be sure to check out our YouTube. We now have all episodes current, named, and divided, and in a playlist. So that way, if you have some extra time and want to catch up, feel free to do so. Tell your friends about it. They can catch up and start joining into the stream. We also are working on the opposite of spoiler free, some very spoiler filled synopses for those who would much rather catch up quicker and just join into the live streams or get caught up to the YouTube, whatever that might be. So definitely check that out. Last thing I want to mention, definitely check out Mates of Fates. They do some really great stuff. They have the Broken Cauldron stream coming up soon, and we actually are going to be doing a collaboration one shot with Ash. She's amazing, super awesome DM. So we're very grateful to have her bless us with her presence there, and keep an eye out for that. You guys voted on our Instagram as far as like what you would want to see from us in this special one-shot one, and now that our guest, rest in peace, but not really, Vincent Connor is gone, we have time to go ahead and do that and kind of provide you guys with a little show there. And I think that's all of our announcements, so let me get you the infamous or famous recap music, so you don't feel out of place giving us this recap here, Riley/Kane. Oh, it's a little quiet.
There it is. And here we are, back in Weisgard, and we decided that we would go and deliver the news of the vampires to the Nightbringer. We got there and spilt the tea as he gave us tea. Frightening presence as he was. He was more pleasant than our last visit, but still uncomfortable. After he heard the news, he said that the Night's Watch would be more active, and he himself would patrol the streets looking for vampires and Arcanists. We left, we sent Lyra to the library to do some research for us, and we reconvened at the Giant's Rest. Nerissa spoke with Sallow, and we now have a meeting with the Queen, and seemingly some new duds on the horizon. I spoke with some girls. A letter was stolen, or not, who knows. Plausible deniability there. After that, we went to our rooms and had a long, drawn-out discussion on where the whole party's states were lying, who our allegiances were with, if we were still aligned with ourselves. And I left to go and speak with the girls again, and Esed was contacted by Sen Kali. We will be receiving a gift from him soon, whatever that means. That's where we find ourselves today.
We find ourselves late at night with Kane waiting outside the Giant's Rest under the blue light of the steadily growing moon, which is soon to be full in the next 9 days. Waiting his partner, who, I'm going to quiz you, Kane, Riley.
I remember. I don't even have to look.
I think I remember.
It's Hema.
You're right. You're right. And you see off in the distance a woman shining like a silver piece, sort of like dew on white leaves sitting on top snow as she walks across in a very fine dress, blue and glittery, almost like the sea under a night sky. And she wades up to you as if she's floating. So, you are here.
I am. I said I would be.
And what do we have planned for this fine evening?
Well, I figured, what better to do than just take a stroll under the pale moonlight.
Well, if that is to be our journey, I certainly hope my bard here is entertaining.
Oh, sure, I can play some music if you like.
An original or something improvised?
I do have some originals, but I do well on the improvisation as well.
Well, surprise me as we walk.
Okay, I'll play her a rather sad song that Kane wrote after his mum had passed.
Does this song have lyrics?
No, it doesn't have any lyrics.
Okay, for sure. Go ahead and roll performance.
It's like the same kind of vibe as when somebody from the Stark House dies.
Winter has come. Winter has come and gone as you reach for your viol and begin to strum.
18.
18. Not bad. And you play this song as it sort of reverberates amongst the stone and marble that builds Weisgard. And she's walking you through alleyways, through houses, on the main streets, and you catch glimpses of the Knights Cavalry stalking the alleyways, their black garb easily concealing their even blacker armor. You only see the specks of their eyes like stars at the beginning of night through their cowls. And you realize at the end of this song, you're at the walls. There's no one in sight. You're surrounded by a field of dew-covered poppies and tulips and other flowers of some sort. I couldn't find the word for the flower I'm thinking of. The windmills blow atop, and there's a strange silence. What is your passive investigation?
That's a great question. 12.
12. Okay. Let's see. That was not the kind of song I was expecting to hear.
Well, it's an original.
You walk so far with a broken heart, it seems.
Yeah.
Care to share with me?
Well, used to live here in this city. Made some poor decisions. Ran with the wrong crowd. Some bad things happened. Lost some people who are pretty close to me. And then, yeah, now I'm back and it's all kind of just rushing back in.
if it's all the same to you, I feel similar here. It's nice having you to maybe take our mind off things.
Definitely. Another elf of the same.
We are the same in some ways. And they give you a very impish smile.
You. Where's the place that the Moon Elves are from?
Molitushu.
You're from Molitushu?
I am a patron of the world. Regardless of where I was born, I'm here now.
I said that for a long time.
Oh, so something has changed.
Well, I've just found a lot of people who, you know, can make anywhere home.
So, would you call Vice God your home now?
No.
Ready to leave?
Not quite. Some unfinished business.
And she kind of smiles, and as she does, she lowers her head, and her hair sort of drapes over her shoulders, black and silver, covering her eyes, sort of shady almost. She looks as if a ghost had become solidified in this moment as she sort of traces through her memories. Business. That's all you came here for.
I'll put my finger under her chin and say, all pleasure.
Okay. You really have lost your touch.
Oh,
I was gonna say, are you gonna get got?
fuck.
Kept waiting.
And she giggles almost maniacally, keeling over as she looks at you, and you see very familiar lavender eyes. Fancy seeing you here.
Fucking God. Well, you know, I don't think the touch has been lost.
Has it? You came all the way out here with me, thinking I was some hammer silver elf. You are so easy to read. As she discards her costume, and you see Val.
Yeah.
This is
Tragedy.
So rude. This is fucked up.
And what a tragedy it is for you to
I
be
saw
here
that
with her
a mile
tonight.
I
away.
know, I was gonna say, I knew there was something fishy.
Well, he
Like
said
from the
impish
moment you
smile.
stepped outside.
You can hold out hope, though, you know.
Yeah.
Kane's still on the streak of no bitches. And is it really his fault?
Yes.
Partly.
Partly it is.
I'm gonna say yes.
Not 100%, but partly, yeah.
He's what is the word? He's participating.
For sure. Should have went out with the other one.
Hey, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That's right.
Yeah,
It's true.
Anyway, what are you doing here?
I'm not interested in pleasure anymore.
Well, Not with you.
She sort of scowls. Well, that is a shame.
Couldn't think of something much more unpleasurable. Besides perhaps the Nightbringer.
I don't know if that should be taken as a compliment or some sort of insult, for I do love to bring fear.
Well, it's more like, you know, a stomach-turning sickness rather than a mind-breaking fear.
Really. And those same poisons, as she traces down from your chin, down your neck, through your clavicle, sometimes act as a panacea under the night sky.
Kind of swat at her hand.
Really?
Look, Val, the games, you know, are just the cherry on top of everything that's already all flooding back in here, but what are you doing? Oblivion's March business here to finally come back and steal whatever it is that you managed to not lift last time and leave me totally in the darkness?
And if I was, what would that mean to you?
I don't know. We're not partners anymore.
We could be.
I don't know.
Unfortunately, we already are partners. In some way, shape, or form.
Don't remind me.
I know. Don't fucking say
Yeah.
anything. That shit pisses me off.
But this means more to me than that, Kane. I am very good at collecting information. Networks are what we specialize in. How would you feel if I told you that we had another chance?
One last ride.
Yeah, that's exactly what went through his mind. And when would this be happening?
The night of the Cloud Chorus, of course.
You know, there's a whole pile of shit that's supposed to be happening that night.
Much easier than many distractions are available, aren't they?
And who else do you have on this?
Just the carnival. Rosa, Glacier. And if we are to be there together, then it may as well be as a team, yes?
Kane and the carnival.
Oh, you'd be doing this without your friends.
Well, I don't know. I haven't talked to them. I'm not going to just rope them in.
Well, I believe it's a little too late for that. It's either we do this together, or
you're going to burn down our bar.
no. That is not a choice of mine. And frankly, it is unfortunate that is a threat that is held over your head like a dark cloud. No, I just pray that if we are not in synchronization, that you get there faster than we do.
What? Val, at least, if you want me to consider helping you, us to consider helping you, tell me what the fuck it is.
You already know. We're both after the blue orb. It should have been ours a long, long time ago. And now we're here as she begins to dance around in the fields, arms out, praising the moon. Once again, a second chance so rarely comes. So, Cain, how do you feel? We can live again. Just like the old days.
I'm not the same as I was then.
Oh, and I am.
Well, maybe not, but I wouldn't know.
And she gets close to you and whispers into your ear. Well, I wouldn't be against you finding out. You think I'm about to go Super Saiyan? What's going on?
That'd be nice.
Yeah, this bitch makes me
Just-
so unreasonably mad.
You just rip her spine out of her body. That'd be nice.
God damn.
He reads
God.
exactly the same way.
It's a good thing you guys aren't here.
Yeah, I would
Sheesh.
kill her. I would love to
Sheesh.
kill her. She needs to watch out.
Cain will
She's playing a dangerous game by asking us to help
That's
her.
what I was thinking. I was like, ask me, motherfucker. Ask me.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, as you were.
Cain will lean in. And when will I find out?
Well, I still have some time tonight, unless you want to wait until the 30th. I will be in touch. Anything I know, you and the rest of yours will be privy to. And I expect the same. And the only secrets involved here we keep between us. You and me.
Okay.
And she kisses you on the cheek and skips away. Glad to be back in business, Cain. Or pleasure. As she disappears into the night.
Shake my head and look up at the moon.
And it's almost as if the moon speaks back. And Umbra appears on your shoulder in their original raven form. And they sort of coo and just kind of like nuzzle up next to you.
Just reach up and give him a little scritch. And make my way back to the Giant's Rest.
And after a night with a lot of thoughts provoked between many of you, you awake in your room to find a letter has been slipped under your door. As you open it, it reads.
This is the morning now. Sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
It reads, "Dear friend, Lyra, I had trouble finding out much from the library. Secrets are very well kept here. You would be best to ask one of the Aetir or dig around in the Arthian Palace. One thing I can tell you is the Church of the Fields itself is something they hold in high regard. It was supposed to be lost during the Sundering, but many a time, travelers going between Weisgard, Burnwell, throughout the Badlands would find it at random intervals. And whenever they checked, it was never in the same location. It was never seen in the same locale. Nothing. None of these sightings could be corroborated in any way. but they seem to triangulate out just outside the moor in any direction. If I find anything else in my travels, I will send the raven. Sincerely, Lyra.
Damn it, Lyra. Already gone.
Yeah, it sucks. Alright, what did Air said? Find out in the middle of the night. I feel like we should know that, and then we can fucking talk. And be mad. I can be mad about 2 to 3 things. We'll see.
So, just as a recap of previous recap, Sankali basically made his presence known and said that he would be delivering a gift, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And that was about as mysterious as it was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was a written thing in that book that I have, or was that
in the-
telepathic?
He can do both with the book. Since you have the book, he can either write it to you or send to you telepathically, and vice versa.
Interesting.
So I can telepathically talk to him,
Yes. I
like
think
when I want to, or is this like a Voldemort thing that he just has access to my mind? Because that would be bad.
no. It's purely tied to the book. As long as you have the book on your person and your name in the book, you two are free to communicate, be it written or telepathically.
Okay. So I haven't responded to him yet.
Okay.
Well, it's morning now, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, Kane, you scored? You scored last night, huh? Ah, I can see it on your face, you dirty dog. You didn't want to say, huh? Was it good?
Well, I guess I scored in a way. I know where the blue orb is.
She knew
Oh.
where it was.
Some random wench in a
Jeez.
tavern?
Yeah, well.
Wow, it's just...
Oh,
Sorry, there's
I don't really know what you're talking about. It's fine.
the random wench was Val in disguise.
What?
Yeah, and she has offered the invitation for us to work together and make the score that we were supposed to make all that time ago.
What makes her think we would want to work together?
Nah, you're fucking with us.
I'm not. It's
Ah.
it's real. And you know, I don't think that she thinks we want to work with her, but they kind of have some leverage. You know.
They might have some leverage, but still odd to think that they would require our assistance. I mean, that kind of tells me that they really need it. You know, they're, you know, I don't want to go so far as to say desperate, but I mean, if they're coming to us, then they need help with it.
Yeah. I mean, strength in numbers. We have skills that they lack.
Is she threatening us?
Not in so many words.
But in so many actions.
Possibly.
Well, I mean, the subtext is that it's, you know, the way that the power dynamic is, it is in a way of itself a bit of a threat.
I would much rather snap her neck than ever look at her again, so that's where I stand on that.
Well,
I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is let's help them, and then, you know, no honor among thieves, I suppose, and then just turn around and
Right, we double cross them and take the orb.
It might be necessary if we're trying to stop the dragons from returning in full.
yeah. What is it that they want with? I just went British.
What is it that they want?
What easy AA want?
What is it that they want with the orb?
I don't know. I didn't think about it until after she left. I didn't think about asking.
Well, didn't she work with the Red Wizards? I'm sure that they're in cahoots somewhat. They can get money from whoever they're giving the orb to. It's a high-level magical item. I'm assuming it's probably worth a lot of money. If they get it first, they can sell it to the highest bidder.
Sure. I didn't think that she was that involved in all this before. And maybe she wasn't.
Maybe she's still not.
Involved
Maybe-
enough.
what- Yeah. Maybe it really could just be they want the orb regardless of like Senkali and those figures, and she could, like Nerissa said, just it's a valuable, profitable
Right.
venture just for their organization.
Right, yeah. Well, anyways, that's what happened to me last night.
Sorry to hear about it.
Well, since we're sharing bad news,
Great. It's just been bad news. Where's the good news?
I got a lovely message from our pal at the Moor of Dead Men. Senkali sends his regards
This second
Uh,
person I never want to see again.
and tells us that he will be delivering us a gift sometime in the near future. And that's about as mysterious as he put it.
Did
So-
you ask what it might be?
I didn't respond yet, so I could.
You might.
I thought-
It might be good information to learn before we go have our talk with the queen.
Perhaps it's dragons to the cloud chorus.
Maybe. Or
Maybe he'll give us he'll give us each our own dragon.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Okay, I'll give him a response. I'll say something to the effect of,
You get 25 words, so I need to know.
okay, okay. Well, I'm gonna workshop it with the gang.
Okay,
So don't write. This isn't in stone quite yet.
that's okay.
You
Um,
can ask something like, "What is it? Where will it be delivered? At what time can I expect it?"
yeah. So I'll say.
Is it a fire-breathing dragon to cause mass destruction?
So I will say, what is it? Where is it?
That's 6.
Is it a dragon? I think that's really all I need to ask.
Okay, you're going with 10 words.
But then-
What is it? Where is it? And is it a dragon?
No, that's just the pivotal information, and then I'll add some fluff if I don't need to say anything else.
You got 15 words
You
to
still
work
have
with.
15 words.
So at the beginning, I'll say, how goes it? Hope all is well. And then at the end, I'll put, sincerely, and then Ersid. So
Okay.
that's
18
less
words.
than 25.
Yeah, that's less. Many questions. It will help you infiltrate wherever it is you need to go. They are not dragons. And hopefully you will get it today.
So I'm just like looking at the book after I just wrote, and they're like, "Oh, well, he's a fast responder, so he just responded." And then I show them.
So like some kind of key or something.
Bloody hell. That's an invisibility cloak.
That's exactly what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Legendary invisibility cloak.
And you get another message. If this goes well, there may be more gifts in store for you and your friends. So I do hope that you succeed.
Great.
Wait, is this a secret from the DM? Is this something I should know?
No, I think he got hacked.
My Discord got hacked.
No way.
It says free nudes.
Yeah, I just got a message.
What?
Dude.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's not something we're promoting. We got some good ideas coming, but oh no. Why did you?
Deleting it.
I'm sorry, that's so funny. Oh my god, free nudes everywhere.
Oh, in all the chats.
Yeah.
Oh.
In every single chat. Oh, we gotta get this.
God.
We gotta get rid of this.
Kane, I knew you were a filthy animal.
Oh my god. That's so funny.
That's a highlight. That's a highlight. Clip it. Clip it.
Clip it. Clip it. We don't even have video. Someone clip this. If you're watching, clip this.
Okay.
Well, someone out there really either likes our channel or does not like you, Kane.
You know, this could be a good sign. It could mean that like we're really blowing up, so they're really trying to capitalize off of us.
Oh man, no man. Someone's got to be mad at you, dude.
Someone's got you. That's so funny. Oh
Dang.
my god.
Every single
Val.
chat that you're
It's
in,
Val.
Yeah,
It's Val.
It's happening in my
I
in my
see.
other Discords too.
I'm looking. It's probably, yup, it's in Mates of Fate too.
Oh no. Oh god.
Oh man.
Well, hope they
Yeah, thanks for the free
hope they
nudes.
enjoyed that.
Do not click.
That is so funny.
Wow.
They kicked. I will say sorry for you.
Semi-bad.
If Mates of Fates is on stream, we don't know why that happened. We do sincerely apologize. This is already shaping up to be a very raunchy and sexual episode. So we do, yeah. That's
Oh my God.
sorry.
That is.
Wow.
Wait,
What a derailment.
Caitlin just said, I'm confused. Why did Riley free nudes?
I know. I was like, why did he send me? I really didn't even.
I know. Well, he's sitting right next to me, so I was like, that was not. What the fuck? That's
Right,
so
yeah.
funny. Okay.
All right, back on track here. Where were we?
Yeah.
Where-
Oh my god, I don't even remember what was happening.
We were talking about Sankali. He said you guys might get more gifts if
It
you
was a
perform
free
well,
nudes.
and apparently free Sankali nudes, bro. Nudes of the gods, bro.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that makes so much sense. It was Senkali. That was the gift.
Oh man, he said hopefully it would be here today.
Yeah, and it's his nudes.
It has arrived.
Thanks.
Jeez.
Sick. Anyway. Okay.
What a time for it to
You guys
happen.
need to breathe? Do we need to go to break?
No, we can get back on track. Did you guys take care of it? You like?
Yeah, we got it.
All right.
I'm not mad anymore, so there's that. All right. So we don't know what it is. It's just something that we will receive.
Do we have any idea where the orb is? Really?
No. It has to be in Weisgard. Right?
orb.
Why else would they need to use the cloud cornices there?
No, it is. Yeah, it's here.
That is information you do have. You received that information back at the moor.
Okay. I don't know. It's all very upsetting,
To say the least.
to say the least.
Well, I suppose there's no use in just standing around with our thumbs in our asses waiting for some gift. So, he seems very confident that we'll get it. So we'll get it when we get it.
Fair enough.
Maybe we just go on
Yeah,
to meet with the queen.
We'll just go on with our days. I'm sure those people will come, figure out what it is we want to wear.
You hear a knock at the door.
Cool, right on time.
Who is it?
I open the door.
Fuck.
And it's Pansy with a full course breakfast and wearing the biggest, most serene smile she possibly could on her face. Her flaming hair is quite tame right now, so tame that it's more of like a yellow than like that orangish red that flames generally become. Sort of pulled back almost in like loose twists. Breakfast?
Is it poisoned?
Oh,
No. Absolutely not.
It wouldn't matter.
And
You.
she looks at you and sort of giggles. Well, may I come in?
I
I
suppose.
suppose.
And she hands off the platter to whoever will take it. And she sits down, Indian style, at the on the floor. And she clasps her hands together and closes her eyes and breathes in real deep. We should probably have a very open conversation.
About what?
Well, your other fairy friend here, we believe may have some information that is very crucial to our program.
Right, that.
Being?
Yeah.
It has information on the Galileans' whereabouts as they push throughout Weisgard. So, in order to thoroughly combat their approach, I think it's important for us to maybe share this and if there's any way we could ask for your services.
Combat their approach. So she's not.
So she says.
So she says.
You guys are just so she says. So she
So she
says.
says.
So, your intention is to combat the Galileans. Is that what I'm led to believe?
Well, what good do you think they would do if they come in and somehow start a coup or some sort of set the kingdom on fire?
I like how that's what we've all decided. Shit's going up in flames.
Look, I spoke with you before about the Arcanists and their whereabouts. Gave you clues. I would hope that this is something you believe you could trust me on.
Insight.
Go ahead.
I was okay.
I mean, you can too. I'm pretty sure. Can't you?
I'm not gonna stop him.
Yeah, you can too. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking
There's a
about it.
one, so
Okay.
she's cool with me.
That is a. Where did it go? 15.
15. Oh, I mean, the two of you feel like she's being very sincere right now. She is in your room, on the floor, no weapons, no staves, no anything that you can see that could be used to harm you. No armor, no nothing. Where the three of you could easily take advantage of a commoner, let alone one arcanist. So,
Okay, Pansy, you came here to share some information, and I think we're a good group of people, and so you trust us. So go ahead, and we'll listen.
well, where exactly do I start? Look, we've had a rat with the Galileans for a very long time now. Sort of gathering information, bringing it to me as I would bring it to Prior and anyone else who would need it. You lot work a lot faster than our friend here does. And so, between the two of you, I think we have a good idea of where they would like to strike, when they would like to strike, and well, maybe even how to stop them.
Go on.
Well, simply strengthen numbers. Really, as you can see, I'm just a messenger. I don't really make plans. I just communicate what I know. And what I know is, if that information you have does not get back to the Galileans, we might be ousted, and the Arcanists may be the first to go. And I feel like our services as arcane practitioners would be quite useful in, getting one over on them.
Agreed.
So what do you want us to do?
Give her back the note.
Simple as that. Or if you have the skill, make us a copy, something. But it should be given back to them at some point in time.
Given back to the Galileans.
Yes.
Was it theirs to? It was theirs to begin with. So how did you end up with some hypothetical note that I can neither confirm nor deny?
Her insider, the one that was feeding her information.
She nods.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I must go to the bathroom.
Fucking God.
I go to the bathroom.
So you walk out and she's like, so no letter or
I close the door. And then like 2 seconds later, I open the door. Oh, you'll never guess what I found.
Oh my.
Can you believe it? How did it end up in here?
Just start drinking my orange juice or whatever the fuck.
some sort of, it's
Mimosa.
probably orange juice. You want I don't know if she would have brought mimosas.
Damn.
I don't know, that seems a little conniving. She's probably like, give them non-alcoholic drinks. They won't think that I'm gonna try to fuck them over.
Straight up orange juice.
You mad? Are you mad about orange juice?
No.
So I take it
Mm-hmm.
here. I'll make sure that you have at least a breakdown of the information that's in here. If I don't have it to you by tonight, surely by tomorrow.
But
Seems fair enough.
why don't we just copy it?
Take your time. I should probably get back to work. So
Okay.
if
I'll
we're
make
all
a
in
copy.
agreement here, friends, she shrugs.
I suppose.
You'll have to forgive me. We got to play a lot of things close to the chest. There's a lot of backstabbing going around.
As an arcanist, we certainly understand. So, I'll be leaving you then.
Thanks
And-
for the breakfast.
Complimentary. And
Mm,
she
no,
steps
no.
out.
Nonsense. And I give her a gold.
Well, thank you. Seems we might have more in common than just the red hair. As she pockets the gold.
All right, sit down, start eating.
Do you think? How do you approach the day?
When are we supposed to get tailored?
Yeah, when are they supposed to come and ask for?
At some point today, Sal will probably send someone for you. Is there anything you want to do while you're waiting, or any plan? What are your plans for the day?
Just gonna head up to the Athenaeum
Great.
and take a listen, and apparently not bother too much with it because she says we need to talk to one of the sevens. So I'm just gonna hang out, I guess.
Do you think it might be beneficial to have a conversation with Sardior, see what he thinks?
I don't see why not.
Sardior, you there?
Always. So, what is it that I can help you with?
Have you been listening? Have you been caught up?
The real question is, are we going to game plan everything right here, right now? Or is there a specific question you would like my advice on? Because it seems like you all have a lot going on.
A lot of inner turmoil.
I guess I'm wondering what you think about Senkali. You know, being he's a Dragonborn, right?
Senkali?
No.
Oh.
Sardior.
Sardior, you know Sardior was a whole ass dragon.
Okay, wait, that's what I thought.
Okay.
So, I guess I never asked, but I suppose I should have. Didn't occur to me until just now. You being a dragon, what's your opinion about Sankali? Do you know him?
No. He is new. Born after I had died, it seems. Or was locked away in this form.
Hmm.
What I can say about Senkali is he seems to have traces of... How do I say this? He holds a celestial bearing. That much I can understand. I can sense. For I am somewhat the same.
Mm.
But he also holds something darker. It may be a product of that power mixing with that of a Yuan-Ti. I protect all scaly kind, including the Yuan-Ti and their more diabolical missions. However, they are understandable. Sankali is hard to understand.
Sankali is confused.
So, do you appreciate his methodology? Because I know that I made a promise to you to protect scaly kind, and we're trying to balance a lot of things.
What I know of Senkali, or the little I have seen, is the same as you. He claims he is a god. He works with the speakers. The speakers don't threaten me much. I believe in what they do, if we are to be honest. I would like to see my kin and my people back. And at best, in accordance with the rest of the world. If that is what Senkali believes, then I am not sure there's anything wrong with trusting him. You have certain regrets here, or apprehensions towards Senkali.
Reservations, I might call them. You know, I wish to see. I think we all can say that we wish to see a peaceful coexistence with scaly kind, all throughout. I don't know what's the name of the world.
Yeah.
Elbrin?
Yeah, Elbrin. They're all throughout Elbrin. But at the same time, I just have reservations about Sankali and his methodology. I would love to see peace with the Scaly Kind, but if he, at the cost of that, decides to wipe an entire kingdom such as Weisgard, I don't know this for sure, but we have a lot of suspicions to believe. And if he wipes the kingdom of Weisgard out, that's a lot of innocent people that will die. And so, while I'm just struggling to reconcile the noble quest of bringing peace for the Scaly Kind, and also so that there's other people to even coexist with.
I understand these reservations. I protect my people first and foremost, but that does not mean I condone the wanton destruction of others. If you truly believe that that is Senkali's goal, then keep a close eye on him. I will do my best to do so as well.
Glad to hear it. Just wanted to hear it from you. All right.
Now, is that all I can offer? For,
I think so.
well, I would like to say I am a wealth of knowledge, but as you understand, my predicament is quite contrived at the moment. So, if you can ever call on me again, please feel free to ask. Until then, be safe.
You as well.
Senkali would see you all crushed under his boot.
He's fucking diluted.
Just like any of you on T, Isahu as well looks down on you and sees you as inferior. You are nothing to them. Whether his goal aligns somewhat slightly with the messengers, it will always be to put even the Dragonborn and the other Scaly Kind below. You on T are, first and foremost, eugenicists?
Uh-huh.
I think that's a good word to describe them.
Yeah.
Even in my tribe, we beat the weak out of each other. The ones who couldn't survive just died.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many times I had to stand up and push through how painful every beating was, just to live.
So, when we get this orb, what do we do with it?
Maybe use it.
Use it.
And Wasa kind of like wakes up and rolls off the bed. And looks, and she's looking a little confused at you guys, and she holds her hands in like a circle form and just immediately crosses them and goes back to sleep.
Got it. Too early. All right. Well,
Too early.
too early. We shouldn't waste our day. I suppose we can wait for whoever it is to come take our measurements and then go on with what we are wanting to do.
Yeah.
I also feel a bit bad about last night. I don't want you to think that I'm turning on you or that I am angry with you. It's not true. Your friendship matters more to me than anything. You are the best thing that has happened to me in my life.
Oh,
It's really cute.
lass. I wasn't upset with anything that was said last night by the neither of you. I understand feelings are complicated, they go deep, everyone's got a history. But there's nothing more clear to me that I know that the three of us are pals to the end. So don't you worry about that.
I mean, I feel the same. I might have been upset in the moment, but not towards you specifically. More just the energy that we were all portraying. Would never go against either of you.
And you hear a fairly solid thud on the floor. And Uwasa crawls up to you and sort of like uses your leg to stabilize herself and just gives you a hug.
I'll just like pat the top of her head.
Mhm.
Good. Good to hear it. Alright, guess we're just waiting.
Okay.
Wait for the motherfuckers to pull up. She just starts exercising in the room.
All right. Some time passes and finally, you get a knock at your door. A sort of stuffy man, sort of like that sort of horseshoe, like balding look, a very large mustache. He's a little portly, but his clothes are extremely fine. He wears sort of like a white cape, and armor that he has no need to be wearing out. He's definitely just trying to flex, and it doesn't fit him exactly well. He might need to tailor himself, but it carries like the runes of the seven and like a large tree is emblazoned on top of it.
Well, you are the three I'm supposed to be tailoring, correct? Well, get yourselves ready, one at a time, yes?
Yep.
And
Sure.
Yep.
If you would like, undress, the rest can exit the room.
I would rather not.
Understood. Then they are free to watch.
No!
This goes for the three of you, yes? We want accurate measurements.
Yeah.
Can my friend do it?
The four of us.
If that would make you feel more comfortable, however, I do not think they have the hand or the eye that I am capable of.
Narissa, you don't want your clothes to fit bad in front of the queen.
Hey, this is his profession. Don't worry about it. You're not a weirdo, right?
Excuse me. A weirdo. That is a word you would use to describe a malcontent,
You really think?
an urchin.
Well, just keep your mask on.
I'll go last. Give me a moment.
Okay, I'll go first. No, I'll go.
Well,
She goes into the bathroom and she'll fucking cover all the scales on her body with some like foundation or some shit.
roll dex.
Can I help her?
If she's willing to let you help.
That's fine.
Either you can do it or
She's already rolling.
okay.
18.
18? Okay, you do a grand job. You looked almost human. And after a while, he ends up getting all your measurements, making sure that everything fits tight properly. He does a little bit of extra just to make sure you have space, kind of like has you gesture and pose in ways that you normally would, so he knows that they have the right amount of flexibility. Yeah, exactly. Just like absolutely, and he just kind of gives you a solid like and he gets his little like the measuring tape all rolled up. He takes a couple of notes and he gives you all a bow.
your clothes will be ready soon. Give it 2-3 days. I will work quickly. You are going to be seeing Mother Seraphine, so you will look the best that you have ever looked in your life.
We just have like notes of what we want it to look like. She's like drawn it and it's kind of bad. You get the idea.
And he sort of looks at it and gives a very disgruntled as he puts it in his notes and walks out and closes the door.
Great.
Great.
Alright, well, I am now skin toned all of the way, so maybe I'll go outside. Not waste it.
Yeah.
What's the move?
I do not know.
I'm gonna go to the you guys are free to come with I'm gonna go to the Gotlick Athenaeum. I'm gonna sit. I'm gonna listen to some fucking sermon, I guess. Feel religious. And then I'm going to ask one of the attending people there just to give me like a history of what went down during that like dragon war. I'll be like, I'm from out of town. What happened? Just to get some information from like the most basic point of view.
Okay, for sure. You all go to the Gotlick Athenaeum, I assume.
Sure.
And as you enter, it's still a little early. You see a couple of like monks and such coming in, exiting. They all have books and like tablets. They see you, Nerissa. They see all of you. You catch a couple of stares. Nothing like, I mean, for Kane, there's definitely a disdain, but a lot of them are simply an interest because people like you managed to make it to the Ward of Waves. As you step in, you see a very, very large, almost like amphitheater-like lecture room. And above you, there is a skylight domed. And even during the daytime, you can see the constellations spinning about inside of it. There are almost like chandeliers of simply bright light hanging about the room itself. And at a podium near the bottom, is a woman. Their skin is light blue, like that of a dawn sky, and their hair almost continuously falls from their cerebrum like a waterfall, as you see the foam of water kind of decorating and necklacing their shoulders and neck. They're dressed in just all white garb, and when they turn, you see another room that looks very specific, that seems to elicit that of the Cloud Giants.
For sure. Allie said my mic sounds like way too quiet.
Let me turn you up. How you sound? Go ahead.
Is that better? I don't know. I can't tell. She just said my mic isn't working, but I feel like it is because I can hear it.
Yeah,
I
I
can
hear you.
Yeah.
I've
I don't
heard
know.
you just fine the whole time.
Yeah, she just said she can't. So I don't know. Is that better?
It sounds better now.
Okay.
Thanks, Fat Kid 5555.
It's just too quiet.
Five fives.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry. 55s.
5
Okay.
vibes. Alright.
And she sort of waves you down. And you hear her voice sort of echoing throughout all of the Athenaeum, but it's very soft. How have you come here to learn about our gods and religion?
Absolutely.
You are new to Iceguard.
Very much so.
Well, allow me to introduce myself. I go by Estrid Peters.
Estrid.
Yes, I am in charge of the Athenaeum. It runs in the family and it runs with the rune. Oh, excuse me. I do happen to be one of the 7, and this is my purview.
Cool, great.
And she
This is
bows.
Exactly what we need. Which one?
Well, I follow that of. Let me get my notes. Because they're not in the same place as where they should be. Let's see. I carry the rune of Lagos. That is of the cloud. That is of calm and peace. And I follow the giant of the clouds, the Jotnar. Some call them Menmore. Others, well, we have many names.
Great. Well, I don't know much, so regale me.
Well, where should
Tell me
I
everything
start?
there is to know.
Yeah, tell me everything there is to know.
How much time do you have?
I've got all day.
I'm gonna roll stealth.
He's like,
In
I'm
front-
fucking leaving it.
In front of her?
Well, like I'm gonna like. Is it crowded? Isn't it crowded?
No. You guys got there in empty time. You saw a couple of people leaving, but clearly it's empty.
Oh. My bad then. Are we like just standing on one spot having this conversation, or were we walking? In my mind, for some reason, I thought we were walking.
No, you had walked up through the city. You found yourself in sort of like an amphitheater, kind of like a lecture hall that you would see in a larger college classroom. And you walked to the bottom to speak with Estrid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right. Forgive me then.
you're fine.
Continue.
That's all good. Well, take a seat. Make yourselves comfortable. In time, I'm sure we will have more acolytes come, and I will give a lesson from the beginning. Althian religion 101, one might say.
Great, good, exciting.
Wow, everyone is...
I'm like, oh my god, it's necessary. Okay, we have to. All right, it's not as exciting as the holographic illusion dragon history lesson as we were like
No.
fighting our way through.
You saying this out loud?
No.
And after some time, you see a few acolytes come in, and you'd say the room is about half full. And in this time, she decides that, okay, this is full enough. We're good to go. And she regales everyone with the fact that they're going to be starting from the beginning, which is the pairing of Anam and Othia, where she talks about how Anam, god of the giants, had children with many a woman until he finally fell in love with Othia, who was the child of Elbrin itself. Othia loved him with all his heart, all her heart. Anam, however, could not get rid of his promiscuous ways. And in the times where he would travel the plains seeking new partners, Othia found herself alone here. And first, she created the Yatnar. They were the children of Anam and Othia. They were almost like the giant gods, but because of Othian's nearly human, you would say, makeup, they were different. They were something more and something less all at the same time. Her children all went off in their various directions to govern the sky, be it the clouds, to cover the fire. And this is where she gives you the names of all the gods, starting with her first son, Vilmas, god of the winds, knowledge, and destiny, holding the storm rune. Nikias, goddess of the sky and the sea, holding the cloud rune. Rook, god of peace and good harvest, holding the hail rune. Oltar, god of ice, holding the frost rune. Mesud, goddess of fire, the sun, and the forge, who carries a spear and a hammer. And Obardai, goddess of protection. Lastly, one of the lesser known gods, Dunmore, god of trickery, nature, and life. And she makes important segue to talk about how Dunmore was adopted by the Wood Elves, and there are a few temples throughout some of the Wood Elf forests specifically dedicated to her. And since the Wood Elves are the closest with Weisgard, they are allowed free passage into Weisgard and back. After that, she talks about her attempt to remake Anam in a way. And it first started with the ogres, despicable creatures that in no way, shape, or form could carry the kind of grace and strength that Anam would be proud of. And so, to keep them hidden from him upon his return, she banished them to the mountains. After that, she got a little closer. The Goliath were born, and still venture the world's mountains and more cavernous regions today, holding the gods in high statute and generally living in giant villages. They tend to stay away from humans, as they are their younger brothers, so to speak. The last of Othia's creation that she could not make without her second husband, one would say, being Ulutiu, god of the sea, who sleeps at the bottom of the oceans, waiting for Othia to return. Anam never reappeared, And after time, Athia, child of Elbrin, was lost. Whether she is dead or not is unknown. And so the Vice Guardians worship the Yatnar in hopes that one day they will be able to translate the Jotun, which is a giant stone that is held within the Athian palace with runes even more ancient than that giant could read, in hopes that they can bring back Athia one day. And with that, I believe our class is over. Thank you for attending for this quick refresher. Our special guests, I hope that was something that you enjoyed.
I'm actually asleep in the pew.
I don't. She doesn't know if she's supposed to clap. She just does.
It echoes throughout the walls. A couple of people give you some looks. Some of them like smile and laugh. Others just kind of like, what the hell is going on here?
No.
And they leave. And you're left alone with just a few acolytes, a couple of monks, and Estrid walks up to your row. I usually hold personal accounts after class if there were any questions or anything that you quite didn't understand. I do tend to go fast. I get excited.
No, perfectly understandable. Just a couple of things, I suppose.
Oh, you do have questions. Great.
Of course, full of them. So.
Yes, where's the bathroom?
Down there to the left. Definitely follow the wall.
Okay. So I go and then I'm gonna roll stealth.
Okay, go ahead.
Get away.
I'm 26.
Okay. You're feeling pretty stealthy. What? Are you trying to do something specifically?
No, yeah, I mean, kind of, yes. Ayersid, I think, would be quite bored with this. And so I think he's more interested in the building and the history of it, and like not like religious history, but like actual like architectural history and that kind of thing. So I just want to, like, what Ayersid wants to do is just stealthily sneak around the whole church and just like investigate, kind of wander around, wait for his friends to finish.
Okay. You're
See if he sees anything interesting.
One thing that's pretty obvious as you walk around, so like when you enter the Athenaeum, you enter at the top of these lecture halls. You take the stairs to the bottom, and there's halls within that are actually inside the walls of Viceguard. You see a lot of rooms. Some of them look like classrooms, others looks like libraries, studies. But there is one that's sort of, if there was a ring around the lecture hall itself, this would be on the inner wall, almost going under the stairs. Large white doors, not extremely ornate, but you can tell that they took great care in carving these. And they are definitely closed. One of the few doors you see closed, and the only doors you see here that are of any like major interest just by build and architecture.
Can I listen, see if there's anyone on the other side of the door?
You put your ear up to the door, and like you knock on it, and there's no sense of like hollowness or anything. You'd be hard pressed to get any sound, unless it were very loud, and then you think maybe the whole Athenaeum could hear it.
I'll try the door handle.
Sorry, doesn't open.
Okay.
Do it.
Well, I'll just keep. Wait. Oh wait! I have a lockpick. I do. Nah, he's really just kind of just curious.
Okay.
Not trying to get in trouble, just looking around.
That's
So
fair.
Fair enough. We'll cut back.
All right. What happened to the giants in that big fight with the dragons? I grew up somewhere where we really just didn't learn any history, so I don't know what happened during the, what do you call it, when
The Trakrieg?
the sun was eaten, and then thereafter.
Oh, that was
before that, or
You are looking for deep history. outside of Jessothian religion. Is that correct?
Kind of.
Well, luckily for you, history is one of the things that I enjoy the most in this world.
Kane like wants to kill himself.
Let me tell you about when the universe was created.
Yeah.
Yup,
Great.
exactly.
Interesting. Fantastic.
Let's
you can
see.
speed run it however you
Yeah, I'm not gonna like read you all of my notes step by step. No way. Let me make sure I have the right stuff, cause it's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. A timeline would be good. Mostly like in depth. I'm looking for the Drak Creek, I guess is what they call it. But like just a basic timeline would also be helpful.
Just a basic timeline. Okay. Let me see what I can do. Oh, don't do that.
I like that the Drakrieg is like the Blitzkrieg, but with dragons.
Yeah. It means Dragon War.
It is the dragon. Yeah, that's all it means. Nothing crazy. Oh,
Dragon War. That's great.
you'll have to forgive me. The music decided it wanted to act up.
No. No.
No.
Scream no some more. It might make it go faster.
No.
That was actually really rude. It signed me out.
What?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That was mean.
What a rat.
Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to learn history with tunes in the bag.
Can't have tunes in class. I'm sorry.
I have like lo-fi to study to.
Study.
Absolutely. 100%. If there's one thing that the divine appreciates, it's lo-fi music.
All right.
Okay. I'm going to get you the full timeline because I do have like an actual timeline. I have years and everything.
Good. Great. Out here learning history.
It's important. If you don't learn your history, you're doomed to repeat it.
That's what we're trying to prevent.
We are trying to prevent.
Man, isn't that crazy?
Isn't that crazy? Don't know what you don't know.
You don't know what you don't know. It's true. Let's see. Okay, where do you want to start?
Let's start
From the beginning.
with the earliest event that matters.
The earliest event that matters would definitely be the Drag Creek. When the giants were the ruling population, and sort of dismantling Skellykind as the first inhabitants of Elbrin. They had set up a pretty solid name for themselves. They had all kinds of great cities and technology that you would not believe, leaps and bounds ahead of anything that has been created to this day. This was all lost in the Drag Creek as one day what they call the Tearfall happened. It was when stars fell from the sky and a giant meteor itself fell into what is known as the Sea of Stars. That is where they think dragons were first birthed.
How long ago was this?
Roughly 2,000 years ago, I believe.
Okay.
2,000 years ago.
Yeah, I will get you guys like a full thing later.
No problem.
Okay.
Yeah, that way we can actually go through this. And at first, the dragons and the giants kind of kept away from each other. They didn't really care much. And then these creatures started stealing the giants, what do you call like cows, like livestock. And that started making them upset. And they kept fighting, and over time, it was believed that the dragons got stronger, that they got smarter, that they developed powers that were completely unknown to the world, the types of magic that were just not in accordance with what the giants knew. They began to proliferate, and even create children of their own. the giants kind of saw them as an infestation and decided that they needed to stop. And so, in order to do so and not sacrifice their own men or any more of their men or any more of their people, they garnered a species from another world, the orcs. Whereas the dragons were very well received by the elves. And so you had these two greater sort of beings along with their more human-like counterparts who also began to war with each other. In the end, the dragons were left to defeat as the giants and the orcs and everyone on their side came out victorious, killing enough of them to send them into submission. And at that point, the giants, according to Othian myth and Othian religion, drove them through a myriad of portals and other dimensions outside of Elbrin to keep that of Elbrin safe. Okay. Next. Oh man. Okay, big lore dumps today.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. You're worried about the next greatest milestone in Elbrin history is happening called the Sundering. The Sundering was a time where Elbrin had begun to grow. The giants had lost a lot of their technology, a lot of their people, and have kind of recoiled into their various areas of the world, allowing different humanoids, humans, elves, orcs, just everyone to come together. And they decided that the world would be a better place if everyone could work together, if everyone could commune, and the greatest minds of their time could all come together. And so the greatest mages did come together, and they worked on a project that they called Evermeet, where they wanted to take various places of their religions and their kingdoms and sort of merge them into an island where they could all basically just share knowledge and magic and sort of improve the world for the better. Maybe get the giants out of hiding, restore some of their technology, and put Elbrin on a track for what is that called? I don't know. Let's just say they wanted to have a good time. Aggression? Progression. That's a good one. And that ended up being a huge mistake. It is the happening where they believe that Elbrin had been split into the 3 continents that you know now. And they also believe that it created the Great Rift, also known as Taunekaha, which is the home of Paikewanua. And that is when the dwarves were revealed to the rest of Elbrin. And in that, all of those mages, pieces of the world itself, disappeared. And the world was changed forever, and definitely for the worse.
Okay. Bad time instead of good time.
Yeah.
Great. All right.
After that is the most recent cataclysm known as the Age of Nightmares, when Dendar the Night Serpent swallowed the sun. Shortly after was the oncoming of the Dreamers, a memory that belongs to everyone of Elbrin of heroes bathed in light, no longer remembered, but their actions are, as they created the Dreamer's Flame to silence Dendar and the rest of her shadowy brood. And now you're here in the Age of Conquest, the aftermath of everything, and trying to make the best of it.
Great. Thank you so much for the lesson. It's all cleared up now, I think.
Well, if you would ever like to go into any of these events in detail, please, I am more than happy to entertain you, for it's also good for me to keep my skills sharp.
Of course. Well,
mind you, I did not get names, and your friend is taking a long time in the bathroom.
yeah, he does that sometimes.
Bad
Wow.
breakfast, I think.
Yeah. She really probably thinks that. I think there's been multiple times Arison has gone to the bathroom and not come.
Oh no,
So she's like, I don't know, bad stomach or something.
he's just Lloyd Forger.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, I got fucking diarrhea for like 7 hours.
I'm actually just I'm standing like at the door at the top of this lecture hall thing,
Mm-hmm.
but
Oh.
still hidden.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
just waiting for them to finish.
Okay,
Noressa.
and
Kane.
Kane, well, first off, let me say I am sorry. I see you carry the sigils of the arcane, and I'm sure that does not bear well in this city.
It's fine.
Is it?
Yeah.
I know you don't mean that.
Why wouldn't I?
Well, I mean, for example, the story of Evermeet. Mages from divine, primal, arcane schools all coming together to share knowledge, and yet here now, we find that the arcane aspect is null and void.
But you only believe that based off of what you've been told. Have you ever been personally affected by arcane magic as a detriment?
Haven't we all?
Sure. I
You
think-
personally, in your everyday life?
In my everyday life, you pose a hard question. The answer is no. Well, yes. You see, in the creation quotation of Evermeet, many portals and disruptions were made across the world, be it anti-magic fields, fields of magical storms, which I did hear there was some sort of happening out there in the east. Anyway, that would have been interesting to study. There were pockets of energy, purely elemental. Fire, wind, earth. And she raises her hand. Water. I have a hard time hating the arcane, for were it not to exist, neither would I.
Everything is good and bad in equal measure, it seems.
It seems. Thankfully, the giants were associated with the elements quite closely, so the Arthian religion has seen that Genasi are meant to be treated with the utmost respect.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, I think that a lot, maybe not you personally, but a lot of people don't like the arcane strictly because they were told not to like it from when they were born.
Which is why I think we have a lot more to learn from history and why others should study it.
It may be time to let go of the fear of the past.
Maybe. I think the fears of the past are, well, returning.
Yeah. Seems so. We'll see you at our talk with the Queen.
Really? You have gone at conference with Mother Seraphine.
Yep.
That is quite impressive. I'm very interested to see what she would have with you. What exactly are you going to be speaking with her about? Oh, please, fine. Let it be a surprise.
Yeah. Look, don't want to ruin your day.
And she's just kind of left, like, speechless. Well, good day to you then.
Good day to you.
Good day.
And and you could still see she's like almost like John Travolta, Pulp Fiction, just kind of like looking around, like what just happened.
Bro, all right. Anything else?
Well-
Or we just...
Yeah, I don't know.
I think we're kind of good.
Okay.
We want to skip ahead.
I mean, that all
Little bit.
depends. I mean, Okay.
If everyone's good with that, you got some stuff you're trying to
I guess I do have some stuff that I want to do. I want to read.
Oh my god.
Fucking relax. I want to read those necromancy books that I picked up.
What exactly are you trying to glean from those?
I have no idea. I don't know what they hold.
Okay, fair enough.
Where'd you get these books again?
From
Oh, from the Arcanists.
yeah.
Yeah.
roll for reading.
No, you don't.
Well,
Actually, give me investigation because I want to see how much time are you just going back to the room? Are you going to spend your whole day doing this?
well, like
If
how
we're
much
not
time
fucking
before?
doing anything else? Yeah.
We
Okay.
have the rest of this day and tomorrow into a little bit into the next day is kind of what it sounds like. So
Do we have a meeting with the queen, like a scheduled meeting?
As soon as your clothes are ready,
yeah,
which is
Gotcha.
in 3 to 4 days.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna find a way. Are we still at this church?
I assume so. Or you guys are like leaving. It just depends. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to do more at the church? Do you have your own effects that you'd like to look into? Like how Kane's looking at those books? What?
Well, so I imagine they walk out the door, right, of the lecture hall, sermon hall. And then I'm like standing on the side of the door, and then I scare them and I go, boo. And then we're all together again.
Sure.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess we'll just say that you're interested in reading this book then.
I am interested in reading these books.
Did you need to do that here or back at home base?
No, I imagine it's probably not the best idea to be
Just
reading
open
a book
up
about
necromancy.
necromancy on the streets of Weisgard.
Mm-hmm.
Understandable.
So just whenever we wrap up kicking rocks.
Yeah, I mean we've got plenty of time. So you
Yeah.
can always go ahead and read.
So you're not trying to do
You
anything
need my
here,
assistance with
see?
something there, Sid. I'm more than happy to
No.
help you.
No, I nope. Just wanted to make sure where you guys were gonna be. I might just continue exploring a little bit. I've got a little an idea.
Okay. I'm going to leave you to that in case it's an idea that gets us in trouble. You know, better yet, don't tell me what it is.
Will do. I'll meet you back at the place as I like turn around and I like do that thing with my hand like
Yeah.
anime characters do when they walk
Oh
away.
yeah, you put it up or whatever. Okay, she's gonna clap you on the back. She's like, "All right, go have fun reading. I am so done listening to anything about history. I never want to do that again. That was awful."
You hear the words of Astrid Peters. It's best to learn your history.
She's like,
You must
"What?"
study history to not repeat it again.
I was just being nice. Really not that interesting. She'll just go for a run out here.
Okay.
She'll just go for a run. Something physical. Get that out of her brain.
Okay, we'll go with these books, and then maybe you can tell me what you're trying to do, Ersin.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. How many books did I give you?
2.
2. Let's see. You open the first one, which is very kind of like plain black leather bound, just novel almost of sorts. And as you open it, it tells the story of various practitioners of Fae and their rise to power as an island nation. Originally, their practices came from essentially raising anyone who had passed. You had a family member who passed early. They garnered the power to raise them. You had someone who was killed in battle. They raised them. Many of these resurrections were done in a way that left the individual weaker. And so They put them to work on the farms and other things that didn't take nearly as much strength as like battle or something like that. Up around, I guess, year, I would say negative 1000 is what they would call it.
Okay.
Yeah. Pre Age of Nightmares, they decided that they could almost weaponize this. They would create soldiers that when they died in battle, their mages would simply raise them back up. And when they realized they didn't have enough soldiers to do this with, they outsourced their necromantic powers to others, allowing their armies to basically be immortal on the battlefield. After a while, due to specifically Othian subversion, they managed to corner them in the island of Thay.
Okay.
Roll investigation.
Sure. $16.
16. You kind of peruse through this, and after a while, you move on. Nothing of real import seems to catch your eye. It just seems like history. The next book goes into a lot of different necromancies and different practices. One of them specifically going into vampirification. Go ahead and roll investigation for me again.
Vampirification.
5.
5. You know what you know, that they may be a little weak to running water, and that's due to the arcane practices. The Dreamers did manage to imbue the Dreamer's flame with the spell Daylight, forcing the vampires to continue to hide in the shadows. You feel like for the day, you've kind of gotten all that these books have to offer. If you look again, you think you might be able to focus in different parts of necromancy, whether that be healing, revival, evocation, whatever sort of school you want to focus on. But that's all you really glean for today.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Ericid.
Okay. Okay, so I have a copy of that note, right?
Mm-hmm.
On it, it says the Zetlos Amphitheater is one of the meeting points.
Yes.
Was that the same amphitheater that we were just at?
No, that was the Gothic Athenaeum.
Oh, okay. How far away is the... Well, I'll tell you what. I'll do what I wanted to do first. I wanted to roll stealth. What time of day is it now?
I'd say it's probably afternoon. It can't be later than 2 p.m.
Okay. Well, I'll roll stealth anyway.
Okay.
And I wanted to... Yeah.
It's daytime. It's crowded. It's a busy season. So I'm going to have you roll stealth with charisma to sort of just kind of mesh into the crowd.
No, I'm still at the church.
Oh, you're staying at the lecture hall?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So what I want to do is roll stealth and get on the roof of this church.
Okay. Sounds good.
Real Assassin's Creed type shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Then let's go ahead. Just roll stealth first.
21.
Okay. You feeling pretty good? And then just give me a solid athletics check. This building is probably like 75 feet tall. It's not one of the larger buildings in Weisgard, so you'd be sitting lower than the rest of the canopy of roofs. But you should be able to get up there with a decent check. Do you already have a climb speed?
I do not have a climb speed.
Okay, then I will need a check. If you want this to be done quickly enough, because you're moving at half speed.
Okay. $18.
18. Okay. I think you get up there. It probably takes you about almost like 5 minutes to get up there. But you do so in sort of like a pocket of the building that allows you to do so unseen. You find yourself on this roof where as you look down, there's not a lot of like bearing on the roof where you can go unseen because the majority of the roof is this giant domed window.
Okay. But I've found a little pocket where I'm unseen.
Yeah, you could skirt around the edges pretty easily, but you might have trouble getting anywhere like a solid vantage point due to the structure of the roof.
Okay. So really what I wanted to do up here is get a bird's eye view, but you said it's maybe not that tall of a building, but just to orient myself in the city and look at this list of places that I have and see if I can visualize like where the closest one would be. So like the Ward of Storms, Silver Sword Inn, Ward of Waves, Starlight Arcade, Xylos Amphitheater.
Okay, awesome. So let's go ahead and pull up Roll20.
I'm really making you work right now.
That's fine, unless you can see on the stream, but you wanna I feel like this would be better if you had the actual map itself.
That would be nice. Yeah.
Let me know when you can see.
Okay, I'm in.
Okay, awesome. Let me make sure you guys are on the same page as me. Okay, do you see the map of Weisgard? Do you see my little
Yeah.
blip? Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so one at a time, Silver Sword Inn. You would
But
find.
where am I?
Okay.
Oh,
you-
that blip you pointed to?
Yes. So then let me get the basic outline of Weisgard here for you. So down here in this sort of like duller color, this is what we would consider the Ward of Storms.
Okay.
And so this is where the poorest of Weisgard are put. Here you have Heaven's Stairs, and this is where you are now. This is the Gotlic Athenaeum in the Ward of Waves. Under this whole level is what is considered Dert Mol.
Right. The place where we fought the wind thing
Yes.
creature. Yeah.
Exactly. Then we have this last set of stairs here. This whole section is called Heaven's Balcony, where you have the Xylos Amphitheater and then Althea's Palace.
Which is where the queen is.
Yes, and this is it's right up against the walls of Weisgard Kingdom.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. So that should set up the basic structure for you. Then we got the Silver Sword in here. And this section over here, like all these little shops and things, that's the Starlight Arcade. And you can see it from here. It's actually covered in like a strange set of almost like a magical canopy that looks like waves that even from here you can see almost illusions of like that of whales and other sea life swimming above them in the stars as people walk through the arcade. And it's very busy right now, so they're making a big show out of it.
Okay.
Okay, and then what else was on the list?
You did the Starlight Arcade, the Silver Sword Inn, the Ward of Storms, Ward of Waves, and the Xylos Amphitheater. I think that was everything.
Okay, awesome. So that should give you an idea. And you can see that the Xylos Amphitheater is huge. It takes up, it goes from the Ward of Waves floor all the way to the Ward of Winds floor, which is easily 200 feet.
Okay.
Okay, awesome.
Cool. So how far away, like by walking, is the amphitheater?
Gosh, it's got to be like it take you about 10
Like a
minutes,
mile,
maybe.
2 miles?
Yeah,
Okay.
about a mile. It shouldn't take you too long.
Okay. I'm going to look around and what time is sunset? Would I know? I would probably know.
Yeah, you'd say sunset's probably around 6:37ish.
Okay, so about 4 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I would like to do is wait until sundown, and then be under the cover of darkness, so that I'm real sneaky and invisible, and then I'm gonna go check out the amphitheater.
Okay, understood. One thing you notice, as you are sort of like overlooking the city, there are a lot of individuals in white cloaks, partaking in the festivities. You are definitely sure that there are a decent amount of messengers here.
Okay, good to know.
They're always around.
What? There are other ways around?
Yeah, they're always around.
Oh, they're always around. Yeah.
They're always.
It's quickly
somewhere.
going religion.
So yeah, I'm gonna just kind of chill and enjoy the view for some of the time, and maybe look at the skeletal ring that I found in the Galilean temple.
Okay.
Just
Um,
enjoying the view up here.
Okay. Are you trying to attune to this ring and like find out what it does? Or are you just like
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
that is
How long does that take?
takes about an hour.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so you definitely have time. Let me get that pulled up so I can tell you exactly what that is. Let's see. While you're doing that, so what are you? We can jump to the amphitheater. I can get you that information later, unless you think it'll help you.
Unless you think it'll help me, then that's fine. That doesn't matter.
Okay. And I will get it for you. I want to make sure I have the right one. I got a few rings in here.
Couple of rings.
Okay, so this is what's known as a ring of shared suffering.
Oh God.
Is that in the D&D Beyond?
Yes.
Ring of shared suffering.
Sounds delightful.
Mm-hmm.
Pleasant.
Misery
Okay, I
loves
wanna look.
company. That's one of my magical items.
Okay, I'm gonna. You want me to read it? I can read it. I found it.
If you want to read it, you don't have to. One thing, if you want, I can just tell you what it does.
Sure.
Okay, you have to find a second ring, and as a bonus action, you can form a link to the creature with the second ring. Whenever that creature suffers damage, they only suffer half that damage, and you take the rest. The effect continues until you end it as a bonus action, or until you or the other creature removes their ring. It is not limited by range.
That's a super fucking cool item. I'm gonna figure out how to make that work.
Just understand that there's another ring.
Maybe Galileo's wearing it.
Yeah, I figured that somebody has the other ring, so I don't have. If I don't have it on, then it doesn't do anything, right?
You've attuned to it.
Oh, okay.
Well, you'll find out. I have to take it off. Find out.
I can unattune to it, right?
You can take it off, and then it would stop doing. Yeah.
You can unattune
Yeah,
to
you
it.
can unattune to it. But
Right, but if I'm not wearing it,
then the damage
Then-
won't happen. Yeah.
No, I would say it does. He's attuned.
But it says it doesn't stop until you take it off.
Oh, that's true.
So I
Okay,
think
you're
maybe
right.
because it specifies.
yeah,
It does say removes their ring. So
yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to not wear it at the present moment.
Okay.
Good idea.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Anything you guys are trying to do?
There's,
Are you just are you just in your room, or are you hanging out at the Giant's Rest?
I don't know how much. She's not trying to get seen by those guys, I think.
So you're just trying to hide?
I think she was just running around, getting a jog in. She'll stop by the arcade and grab more like makeup.
Okay, understood. Gosh, like 1 silver
Yeah.
should be able to take care of some makeup.
Yeah. And then just hang out.
Okay.
There's really not much that she's trying to do.
All right. Night descends upon the city. Kane, Uwasa, Narissa, you're all relaxing, probably wondering where Ersid is. Ersid, you are in your element as the waxing gibbous moon divulges its light upon the city. You see even more life. There's a couple of festivities going around. It's almost like a carnival, people walking around on stilts, some of them just growing to be a lot larger than they are. You see all kinds of like fire dancers, and more interestingly, people doing the same thing with different elements, as you see troops of Ganassi performing for the people on your way to the Zytlos Amphitheater, which is already starting to be dressed in all sorts of ribbons and flags, and above it you see this sort of like twirling almost disco ball of gems and shards, all different colors, reflecting the light of the moon to the floor beneath it, coating the Ward of Waves in almost like a rainbow neon light.
Nice. This is fun. I'm enjoying myself. I'm kind of like enjoying myself as I walk towards the amphitheater, and when I get close, I'd like to find a dark alley or somewhere and go stealth mode and try and climb on top of the building.
Oh, that is hard. This place is super lit. It's in the most affluent piece of the city. The Night's Watch are definitely patrolling. You see them almost everywhere due to your level of perception, robed in black, stalking the city. You even catch a couple of glimpses of Nyadis, differing between the Ward of Storms and Ward of Waves. I'll let you do a charisma-based stealth check due to how lively it is, to see if you can even find a place that can get you access to the Zytlos Amphitheater.
Okay, so how do I roll that then?
Instead of using Dex, use Charisma.
Plus my
Plus your proficiencies.
efficiency.
You won't lose those.
So, okay. We'll roll. Okay, so I rolled a 10. So then my charisma is +0, but my proficiency, which is 4, is doubled, so that's 18.
Yes, perfect. Okay. You're getting around. You're kind of like mingling with people, bouncing off of them, just kind of making your way through the crowd, laughing with people, maybe stealing a couple of ice cream cones, cotton candy on your way.
That's true. That is what I would be doing.
Taking out a bite of someone's cotton candy.
And you do happen to find a pretty empty crevice near the back at the top of the Heavens balcony. You do have to get up the stairs, but after that you make it. And this part of the city is kind of clothed in darkness as you look down at all the lights below you. Feel free to make your athletics check to start scaling the walls of the amphitheater. There's all kinds of like parapets and towers, different statues for you to find footing as you climb up.
28.
Faster than you climbed the Zytlos. You were there in a nick of time. And what are you trying to do now that you're atop this cross-shaped building?
So, just a little peek into Ersid's mind. He's feeling kind kind of angsty. He's thinking about all these people, these factions, and the kind of disagreements that the party has been having about what to do. And he finds himself thinking about Lachlan and his family and how this journey has taken him quite a long time. And originally, he kind of just wanted a really cool and secluded place to be a little angsty boy and sit on a really beautiful ledge and look over the city. Also get a good bearing about what the city looks like from a bird's eye view. And so as he's kind of sitting there and ruminating about Lachlan and the coming turmoil, he also decides that while I'm here at the amphitheater, maybe I can look around and see if there's any evidence at all of Galileans either having with this bird's eye view, if there's any Galileans amongst the people that I can notice kind of any identifying qualities about them. Maybe there's somewhere in the building, because this was supposed to be like a meetup according to how he interpreted the note. So if there's any special markings that seem telling in and around or on top of this building.
Okay. Then I'm gonna have you roll. To me, this seems like an investigation check.
Yeah, thought you might say that.
Well, I'm glad you're prepared.
Not bad. Not bad. I rolled a 17, but that's a -1, so 16.
-1, so 16. Okay. And you're just trying to find effects of arcanists, see if there's any sort of groupings of people, and make me a second one. I want one for effects like that might be surrounding the roof of the amphitheater, and then one to look for people in the crowd. So one more, please.
Well, that's a 10.
It's a 10. Okay. So as you peruse the crowd, you're not seeing anything special. You see messengers, you see Othians, you see all kinds of bard troops. You don't see anyone whatsoever carrying staves or looking like they're trying to hide as they, try to set up in the crowd. At the top of the Zytlos Amphitheater, what you do find after a careful inspection is an open window leading into sort of like the attic, like where they have all the like the foundational for the roof.
I like what you're telling me.
And it's the only one that is open. You kind of look in, and in the rafters, you definitely see footsteps.
So I peek my head in and using my dark vision scan around to make sure that no one is there. Is there anyone there? Any evidence that would suggest?
You have 90 feet of dark vision?
Yeah.
You don't see anyone within the 90-foot radius, and your dark vision kind of gets cut out here and there due to the fact that like this would be like an attic, like it's just wood sort of keeping this all up. You kind of see lesser effects of like cabinets and drawers and other types of shelving, all kinds of wardrobes, places where they would keep costumes and things like that up here. And then in the middle of this, roughly, I'd say 20 feet under the rafters is sort of like a slit where they keep lights that illuminate the floor of the amphitheater. But you don't see anyone just kind of peeking through the window.
Okay. So do I have to keep my charisma bound stealth, or can I roll another stealth since I'm alone and in darkness?
You roll another stealth. This is a different kind of stealth.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. You're feeling pretty okay.
Okay, so I would like to just see if I can follow these footsteps to any kind of item or see where they were trying to go.
Okay. You take your time.
Same fucking thing. It's just like, do you think Erson is out there getting himself fucking murdered?
I'm sure he's just having a great fucking time, really.
Yeah, probably, you know. Find him fucking in the stocks tomorrow or some shit. Arrested as hell.
And you follow these footsteps, and as you do, you go amongst the rafters. You start to see that there are different sizes of feet. Quite clear that none of these individuals are wearing shoes. You follow deeper, going towards, I would consider this the north of the amphitheater, deeper past all the wardrobes, the different hangers, all kinds of costumes just hanging up. And you find a wardrobe with an open door.
Oh, really now?
Is that?
A wardrobe open door, you say? Where does that lead, I wonder?
Where does it lead? It's sort of cracked. It's not like wide open. It's not inviting you in, but it does.
And so that's where I see the footsteps going to?
Yes.
And are there returning footsteps?
No.
All right. I think I've gathered enough information and I will tiptoe
Said, "Please,
back out
God."
the window.
And
Don't you fucking do anything! This would have been a perfect stealth mission. Okay, go ahead.
as you exit, you hear a few of the clothes hit the ground. And then nothing.
Just kidding.
And I kind of just like am frozen in fear, but also knowing in my mind that like, okay, I'm fucking invisible right now as far as I know. So I just like freeze, you know, like you do when you're like sneaking around and you hear the noise and you freeze and you look,
Mm-hmm.
and then nothing else.
No, the silence of fear passes, and the sounds of entertainment and festival are now crowding your ears once again as you step outside of the Zytlos Amphitheater.
And then I dive into a bale of hay.
Jump off.
Just kidding. I'll
All
get
right.
down however is necessary, and then I'm done unless you want to throw something at me. So I'll try and make my way back.
All right, Altair.
Jumping into that pale. All these people go,
3d6 fall
"Whoa."
damage.
Yeah, I need you to make a deck save, please. No. One thing you do notice is that there's a moment when the light shines off of all these gem shards that are floating above the amphitheater, and they make a perfect line between the gem and the middle of the stained glass that sits above the doorway of the Othian Palace. And you see in the hand of who you presume to be Othia, just this brilliant blue glow shining in the depths of night just for a second as you descend.
Okay. Well, I've used my time. I want to,
Yeah. No.
and I don't want to disappoint my friends by getting in trouble again. So I'll make my way
Oh
back.
no, he's like, let me go climb on something else.
What do you get a rest?
And you enter the Giant's Rest, and it's still pretty lively. The whalers are at it again. They're just having a good time. You see the crowd is just lively. They're bumping, they're moving, they're grooving. And you see one guy who keeps looking at the band and then looking at the door. And looking at the band and looking at the door until finally he stops and he sees you. And there's like this look of surprise and recognition on their face. And he's a well-built man, maybe like 5'10". His hair's clean cut, almost kind of reminds you of Grant, except it's black and slicked back. They have one eye that is closed with a scar bracing over it, and the other one is like an icy cold blue, and they smile walking towards you, and you realize that they're wearing the white robes of the messengers.
Oh shit!
Cool.
Do I recognize this person?
No,
Okay.
you do not.
Well,
And they are steadily coming towards you, and they sort of like point and like hold up their hand, like kind of telling you to wait.
okay. So I was like on my way, and then I see. I'm like, okay. I like give him a head nod. What's up?
And he stops and he kind of like looks around and he snatches a couple of drinks off the bar and he hands you one.
So, you must be Acid.
I'm terribly sorry. I'm bad with names. Do I know you?
No, you do not. Maybe you've heard of me, maybe you haven't. Either way, I have something here for you.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sure. What's up?
And he sort of smiles and he rummages like throughout his robes and he's like making a real big show of it until finally he whips out what looks to be a necklace of sorts. It's made out of like almost like a black copper, and it looks like king cobras all eating each other's tails, 3 of them.
So, I take it that a certain someone wanted you to give this to me.
It is my job, it is my charge, and I will give this to you free of charge.
Okay. Is that all of it, or is there more?
Well, there shouldn't be more. However, do try and work closely with the Arcanists. I've developed a good relationship with them. I think that would serve you well.
Thank you. And what was your name again?
I am known as Blue Iris Emil. Some just call me Neverheart.
It's that guy.
Now, I do think
His
I will...
name was on the note.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, I do think I have some business to attend to. I'll be seeing you soon, you and your friends. Great things in store.
Great. Cheers. Thanks.
And he bangs his a mug against yours and exits.
Wow. Great.
Okay. So I'll go back to the room.
And you see your friends sitting there.
I still have my pint that the lad gave me.
Absolutely.
You're just drinking.
I walk in with this pint.
You see Airsid walking in, a little bit of froth on his facial hair as he sort of raises it to you guys.
Cheers, mate.
Ah, you guys been enjoying yourself. You guys should really check out some of these festivities. I mean, they're doing some impressive stuff.
Sure. Sure. Maybe we'll have to before all of this blows up in our face.
Yeah, it could be the last good time we have.
You're right.
Uwasa scowls, but you can tell that she's trying to stifle a laugh.
Did you find anything out there? Anything
like-
that will be interesting to know?
I give like a couple of glances and I close the door behind me. And I pound the rest of my beer down and then I come over and I sit down with them. So we got our gift. And then I like pull it from out of my pocket. Necklace.
And you guys see the same black copper snake necklace.
Do you know why they call it the king cobra?
Why?
Because it eats other snakes to survive.
But this king cobra is eating a king cobra that's eating another king cobra.
Yes, and the strongest king cobra will survive.
I thought there was going to be
Or-
a joke there.
No, that's
Or-
that's just a fact.
Great.
Or it could be evident that all three of them will destroy each other.
That's what ends up happening anyway.
So what is this gift? The
I didn't know.
You'd have to spend some time with it.
great.
Don't you have identify?
I don't.
Oh, damn.
Someone will have to.
I suppose I could spend some time with it tonight, but
Sure,
Also-
we have a couple of days, so if we just want to.
yeah. But can I roll stealth for a whisper? Or actually, I'll just put
That's
it to
fine.
my head. Okay, fine. Well, I'll whisper and I say, so as I was out gallivanting the town, I went over to the Zeitlos Amphitheater because, as it said in the note, that would be a place of gathering for the Galileans. And I decided to have myself a wee lookabout on the roof. And once I got up there, I found evidence that someone might be sneaking in and out through a hatch door on the top. I found footsteps, and I followed them, and they led to a wardrobe that was cracked open. And let me tell you, the footsteps did not lead back. So I made haste and got the fuck out of there. But I definitely believe that something or someone is doing something nefarious.
Yeah, well, they're already obviously here and starting to set up, so that's good information to have as we go forward and decide what we're going to do to counter this.
What
Well,
are we
that's
going
what-
to do?
Well, I don't know. We haven't talked to anyone about this yet. We're waiting.
Should we divulge this information with the Queen?
If it seems like it would help.
I suppose so.
And you hear the sound of a raven, and at your window, there's sort of a pecking. And Caxlin has arrived,
Like, oh, you were gone so long.
and they just sort of look at you confused. And they get in. And one thing you notice that's a little peculiar is they have no letter.
Who did you send Caxlin to?
The king. We sent it to the king of Burnwell, remember?
Oh, right.
Yeah, that was like several episodes ago.
Huh.
And he doesn't have anything to say back to us, huh?
I'll cast Speak with Animals. No note.
No.
What happened?
Took letter.
I thought so.
And the king received it.
They sort of like shrug. Yeah,
Someone received it.
letter call.
And they didn't give you one back.
I waited. Long time. I left. Bored.
Did he get to Burnwell?
You got to Burnwell, the city of, she just kind of describes what it looks like.
Red City. Yes.
Alright, well. Like I said, the king's a fucking fuck.
Maybe he was too busy to say. I don't know. Everything
I mean-
seemed fine.
Can you ask the bard if the return letter was intercepted?
He said he got bored and he left. He waited a long time.
He never got one.
Oh, he never got one. Mm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know if you'd still have a Caxlin if it was intercepted.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They didn't seem
That's true.
scared or upset.
Lots of guards around near the
Could it
castle.
be that something bad might have happened to the king?
I don't think so. I think we would know if something bad happened to the king. But I don't think my bird would know. He
No.
says that there was a lot of guards, but that could just be because. I don't know. That could be for any reason.
Caxlin shrugs.
Could be.
Alright. Well, Not much we can do about it.
What did you say to him? To the king?
Well, we all said.
Yeah, I'm
About-
just. Okay, what did we say? I'm sorry.
All we did was, the only thing we did was tell him about the underground and the dragon being gone and how long it went and where it went and the mayor. That's it.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, that was our assignment from the
Right.
king.
Right.
We didn't tell him anything about the moor, nothing like that. So, well,
What a prick.
unless there's anything else to ask him.
Another letter. And they look a little upset.
No, you're good for now.
And they like fly on and they get on your shoulder and then they like peck you a bit and then they jump off and start messing with Uwasa.
Damn bird.
Jackson's an asshole.
Yeah. Picked the meanest one.
Jackson reminds me of Creature from Harry Potter.
Not creature. He's
Grumpy old.
Grumpy Dobby. Yeah, we got Dobby and Umbra
Yeah.
and Creature and Caxlan.
It's like attacking you in the middle of the night.
Oh, that's so funny.
Alright, so
Rest for the night.
May as well.
Else?
I'll stay up and see what this
Anything
necklace
else?
does.
yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll stay up for an hour.
Yeah, see what the necklace does and then
Okay, yeah. Just in case it possesses me or something.
Okay, I need you to make a charisma save.
Makes you eat yourself.
we start
Are you
eating.
sure?
No, I'm playing.
Oh, okay.
After some time passes, you feel almost like the necklace is becoming alive. It feels like it's moving. And Narissa and Kane, you see instantly that the snakes begin to grow and coil around Airsid. Airsid, they're going through your clothes, they're going around your neck, they're sliding through your arms until finally they all slither off in different directions in the room.
Are they like spies?
But I sure fucking hope not.
What did you say? I missed it.
Me?
The snakes
Narissa?
like oh, I said are they like spies?
Yeah, that was what I was thinking.
Maybe you can control them. I don't know.
I guess I'll try. I'll try with my mind and I'll try speaking to them.
Okay, what do you say?
Snakes.
I say, come here, little guys, little fellas.
Alright. For sure.
And all three of you notice that coming out of three corners of the darkened room are three men. Very
Whoa.
snake-like in nature.
What?
Their bodies completely black and covered in scales. They have no armor. They have no clothing. Their necks evolving into hoods as sitting atop their shoulders is a snake head. And they hiss and you all hear in your minds,
What is thy bidding?
Ooh,
Wow.
just like home.
Narissa,
So do
one
you-
thing you notice is that you've never seen a Yuan-Ti that looks like this ever in your life.
These are they're creepy guys.
Hang on.
Can you turn it
Are you-
off?
You're telling me that you're waiting for us to tell you to do something and then you're gonna go do it?
Yeah, fluff the pillows.
And one
Yeah.
of them kind of like looks at you, Kane, and then they look at Airsid.
Shall I take orders from this one?
For the time being, yes.
And they look at you and they give you like a slight nod, and they begin almost like robotically like assessing the pillows. And they look at you again and like hold their hand out.
touch the pillow.
Oh my god.
It's not well fluffed in the slightest.
Fucking trash.
Actually, no, on that. It's definitely fluffed. He knows how to take care of a bed.
Okay.
Alright, so. Yeah, do we just
Okay.
leave them in here for the time?
No. Wait. Hold on. I've got myself an idea now.
I don't know if we need to be having those.
What's the idea?
So, and I look towards the three snake men. Can you transform back into a snake at will?
And all three of them dissipate into a puff of shadow, and you see they convene as the three cobras circling around you.
Okay. So tell me this. Can I tell you to do a reconnaissance mission and you'll report back to me?
And one of them stands up, and you hear their voice in your head, specifically Ersid.
As an emissary of Sengali, it is important that our charges make safe passage.
I'm sorry, by your charges, you mean us?
And the little snake nods. It's not a little snake, it's a pretty big snake. King cobras
Okay.
are pretty big.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
big.
So, if I told you that there is an attic and there's a hatch open on the top of the Zeitlos Amphitheater, and inside I have suspicion to believe that someone may be hiding inside of a wardrobe, could you maybe go check that out for me and report back?
Guide us, and we will go.
Maybe you ought to do that tomorrow. You have time.
And he looks you in the eyes, and I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oof.
He looks at Narissa.
No, you, Ersid.
Me? Oh, fuck. Am I being charmed?
No.
I was gonna ask.
It is important to ask.
12.
12. Okay. And you hear a sort of direction.
Where is it that you would like us to go?
And at that moment, you are immediately pressed to think of the path you took to the Zeitlos Amphitheater. And in like almost like flashback fashion, you find yourself speeding through your memories, going through the same open window, following the footsteps. You see the wardrobe, and there's a heavy focus on that. And finally, you are back inside of the Giant's Rest.
Senkali is just Voldemort. This is very Harry Potter.
I think he's cooler than Voldemort.
Thanks. Thanks. That's like, fuck you, J.K. Rowling. Let's go.
He's what Voldemort wishes he was.
I made a cooler snake than you. What's good? Anyway. And the snake sort of like, it continues looking at you. And then finally, you feel a disconnect.
Then we will go. All three, or just myself. My brothers can be useful as well.
Why don't you two of you go and one of you stay?
And he will kind of like little snake nod towards one of his brothers, and they both look at you.
Will you have us leave now?
I look at my friends. Well, it's nighttime right now anyway, so yeah. If you know, I'm giving you precedence that if you determine that something is unsafe, you feel free to come back so that you come back safely, you know. But yeah, if you can, leave now.
And if we encounter violent individuals,
Again, I look at my friends.
Escape.
Yeah.
Just run.
How sturdy are you? Don't fucking lead them back here.
I'd say if you can avoid confrontation, then do so.
Then we will only bear our fangs against those who offer us no retreat.
Seems fair.
Okay.
And they slip outside of the room. One crawls through the window, one crawls under the door, keeping very close to the shadows. Let me roll for these fools.
Unsettling. Okay.
And the third looks at you, left in the room.
And I, masters.
I don't know if there's really. Like, the only reconnaissance that makes sense is the room that you went and saw. They might not even see anything in there. We want to be careful using things like this in the middle of the city. Like Kane said, we don't want them leading it back to us, so maybe we should just hold on right now.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna tell it to, can you go back into a necklace?
And they slide around.
Call me if I am needed.
And you are left with one snake, which is just as big as the three snakes combined, sort of chain linked to itself, biting its tail, surrounding your throat.
Ugh, great. Alright,
Very stylish.
very something.
Nerissa, you disapprove of these methods?
It's just. I got away from all of that, and it's been rather nice seeing it again. You know, reminds me of it all.
I understand.
I
But-
know.
I figured we may as well use something that we've been given.
Sure.
Perhaps we could drop one off in the palace
If we must, maybe.
once we are there.
It's an idea.
Just to hear the inner conversations.
When we leave, maybe.
Mm-hmm. I also do like a quick look around, as I always do. I also saw a blue shimmering light in the hand. Was it in the hand of the statue?
It was in the hand of the mural of there's a stained glass like circular window above the door to the Althea's palace, and in that mural of Althea you see in her hand a blue light. So it's in the window.
Okay.
It could be the orb, but that seems.
It did seem odd, but it did catch my attention, so something to think about.
Something to think about for sure.
All right. Well,
And so
it's the Betty Bye time.
you find yourselves with your various thoughts headed off to sleep after the happenings of the day. In the morning, you are awoken by the sound of trumpets. You hear the sound of marches throughout the streets of Weisgard. Some people are cheering, and others are just kind of like, you can kind of hear whispers through your window, like, who is that? What's happening? You see kids and other individuals running throughout the streets. You can't really get a glimpse of this procession as it's covered by like different houses and you're not even facing the main roads. After a time, these trumpets and such, they die down. Things are quiet for a moment. You hear like clapping, you hear yelling that's a little hard to make out. And for a moment, there's silence. You get a knock on your door.
It's those non-magic fucks. Who is it?
Yeah.
Ponzi, you have a visitor.
Who is it?
Well, I think you should come see for yourself.
Get decent. Go out.
Okay.
And you look out, and like Vittorio's kind of like at the bottom of the steps. And he's just like, I knew you were all important individuals coming in on Sallow's tab. But this is unheard of. You should stay. I think it'll make me more money. Anyway.
Okay.
And in an empty Giant's Rest, you see in the chairs King Madrigal Iltar,
Holy shit.
dressed to the nines, a fur like laced cape, all emblazoned with the crest of Burnwell itself, the hammers and the anvils, extremely red. And this is the first time you've seen him. Well, not the first time because you've seen him at that speech, but he's wearing his crown. He's wearing armor. He looks very knightly in this light. A ruby embedded in his chest, and a large greatsword slung across his back.
I'm just gonna elbow Narissa.
Stop it.
Raise my eyebrows at her.
Stop it. Not here.
And he looks at you all, and he stands up. My friends, please come sit.
Go sit.
Friends now, are we? Under my breath.
He looks.
So then I say, friends now, are we?
Out loud.
Well,
But kind of like cheeky, kind of like, haha,
yeah, no, for sure. And he sort of laughs. And after you all sit, he leans over the table. I am very sorry for my suspicions. As you can see, the world is in turmoil. We all have our backs up against walls, and I needed to know that I could trust you all. And now I find you here, of all places, in Weisgard, surviving off of gold of another?
We're very convincing.
Well, this has certainly helped convince me of your innocence in this situation. So, what is it you are all doing here? Planning on partaking of the cloud course? Are you all bards like your friend?
No.
Not surprised to that answer.
She kind of looks at you guys like, are we gonna tell him?
If I can trust him. Let's tell him.
All right.
Let's tell him.
She starts just like, it's a bit, maybe more than a bit, if you're willing to listen.
Well, I am here because I wanted to receive your counsel.
you wanted to receive our counsel.
Dang, yeah.
Well, you seem to have superseded me in coming to Weisgard. What is it that I should know of this place, as it seems that I will be spending much time here, as I'm sure you all have all heard the rumors of why I'm in here.
Yep. It's been a thing. She just tells him everything that they've told, like everyone else. Repeats the same old story. We got the Man-Eater Mabel, we got the Galileans, we got the fucking Galilea place, we got the tunnels. We're like, yeah, they're coming in to fuck this place up.
You bring up the dragons?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's part of it. That's part of it.
That's
like,
what-
the
you're right, you're
dragons
right.
are, so,
Hey, you're the one talking anyway, so you say it.
yeah, I'll say it.
Yet again, I find you speaking of dragons.
Well,
Thought I could trust you.
just slaps us one time.
It takes his glove off.
Yeah.
And you can see, like, as you speak, like, at first he was pretty, like, joyful and a little kind of, like, nervous due to the mention of his looking to be betrothed. And then he starts to listen closer. All thoughts are far away, and he's just listening. And then finally his face becomes serious, darkened, as he begins to sift through his beard, messing up any approach at looking royal or presentable as he thinks and sifts upon the information you've just given him. This is terrible news.
It is, unfortunately.
You do realize how, do I say this? Not important, but widespread the effects of the Cloud Chorus is.
I think so. People from all over come here.
This year, what I know. Of course, Mother Seraphine will be attending. This will be the first that I have attended. Furthermore, I do know that Waipo, the head of the Manu Academy, will be attending himself.
Oh, so a lot of very important people in one place.
Yes, as well as the Emperor of Paikewinua.
So everyone.
No, not everyone. The Elven King of Vietnam thrives in his solitude. Millennia has gone by, and yet he still has not ventured the lands of Elbrand. This is of no concern to him.
So, Your Majesty,
Please. Iltar
Yeah.
is enough.
And we're on first name
Ilta.
basis with the king.
That's his last name.
Oh,
His
I
first
thought it
name
was
is
re-
Madrigal.
Really? I thought it was the reverse.
No,
Well,
his
it's-
name is King Madrigal Iltar.
Got it. Last name.
cooler
basis
than
with the king.
saying your madras, your magistry.
Mhm.
So, Iltar, I think you can see the scope of the danger that we face with all of these important people congregating under the same region with the threat of a terrorist organization infiltrating. Is there any way we could call off the Cloud9?
Cloud chorus.
The Cloud Chorus, when I say Cloud9.
That
Cloud
too.
Chorus.
You want us to terminate one of the most important festivals in Norfair.
No,
No.
no, I don't.
Well, your friend here seems to think that would be a good idea.
Only to stop casualties.
Maybe there's other ways to stop it, though, without stopping the cloud chorus. Because if we don't allow it to happen, it throws off their plans. We have to allow them to think that they're still going to do whatever it is that they're going to do. Maybe we can. Maybe it's the best way to stop them,
If it happens,
Right.
or if it doesn't.
if it happens.
Right.
A trap is what you're suggesting.
Something of the sort, yes, I suppose.
A trap on top of a trap. Seems convoluted.
Perfectly.
And you,
We do have a meeting with the queen here. I don't know if that's something that you would perhaps want to attend as well.
I have a meeting with the queen here as well.
Great, yeah. So maybe if it happens at like the same time, we can hash out all of whatever plans it is that we need.
Are you? Remind me. I'm pretty sure you have, but Iltar knows you're Yuan T, right? Yeah. Okay. You are not worried.
I'm worried as much as I need to be. I have proven myself to everyone I've come across so far. If I have to do it again and again and again, I'll do it.
Well, it seems you have the aid of some of the Yetir. Furthermore, you have mine. Regardless of how many times I have entered the palace, by the time I enter it with you, you all will have my protection as denizens of Burnwell.
So speaking of meeting with the queens, hypothetically, say Weisgard was to go on a total war rampage, and they said, "You work for me now, Iltar," what would you say?
Before I give you my answer, you are saying in response to these dragons.
Yeah.
I do not believe that's what the Seraphine would want for the culling of the land. It would be targeted. And I can only assume that it is the messengers that they will be targeting. So, any casualties on behalf of Fleisgard lie in the hands of the messengers.
But if it is not the messengers, I don't believe that it is them that are causing these problems. It is everyone surrounding them.
I'm saying, if the dragons come back and Weisgard forms an attack against them, are you standing with Weisgard?
If the dragons threaten that of the Cloud Chorus, they at the very least threaten the land of Norfain, if not all of Elbrun. My duty as king is to aid in the protection of not only my people, but those who need me. If they are here to kill us, I would be no king would I not stand against them.
So, tough question then. If Weisgard decides upon the execution and mass genocide of Arcanists, where do you stand then?
Burnwell is a free kingdom. If I am to have any say on what Weisgard does with those who practice arcane magic, it will be to defend the Arcanists. If there is to be any sort of ongoing relationship between our kingdoms, we will both have to sacrifice some. But I am not willing to sacrifice innocents.
That is what I was hoping you would say.
I knew you're a good guy. I knew it the whole time.
And he looks at you. Sure you did.
Sure you did.
Here, I'll roll deception.
Oh no.
Do you want to know what I got?
I mean, you rolled it, so like, let's go.
I got a 4.
Oh man.
Oh, you knew it all along.
Yep, and he just kind of laughs at you, but like he gives you a knowing look. He's like, I get it.
Well, for what it's worth, I have decided to back you. Burn well, and you have my assistance and my help in the upcoming, hopefully not war, but maybe war that will break out.
You really do believe that this will be warfare?
Yeah.
Do you see
Based on
Weisgard
what
turning a cheek to this?
based on what I know about people, it seems almost sadly inevitable.
We still do not know what it is that is going to happen. You will have my hammers if we have your blades. That being said, I pray that whatever it is you intend to do the night of the Cloud Course, whatever words you speak under the halls of Othia, that they sway this war away.
It is best to avoid. But
It's never.
I'm not. None of us are hoping for a war. But I see the dragons have returned, and I've not yet seen a flesh giant. Oh wait, we saw one.
You
Didn't
saw one?
Yeah, you saw a
Yeah, we
giant.
saw one in Illivan.
we? Isn't it fucking dead?
No, dog, that thing was still alive.
It lived.
Yeah, they took care
There
of
you
it.
go.
We kind of helped it out.
Yeah, we did. Then fuck that. Regardless, with dragons coming back, I don't see Weiss Guardians not calling on giants to fight them.
Do you not think that would be a wise response?
Well, I don't know.
You fear
Well,
the giants.
What?
You fear the giants.
No, I don't fear the giants.
Then what is your concern?
I don't know that every dragon is something that needs to be decimated. Whereas I believe that that is what Weiss Guardians do believe, strictly based off of the fact that they hate arcane magic.
And dragons entirely.
Right.
and scaly kind.
This is quite the conundrum. Even the presence of a dragon may evoke some sort of violent response in the Vice Guardians, is what you're saying.
Absolutely. I mean,
Not to mention widespread panic amongst everyone.
right. I mean, just think about what you did. You sent guards there. You had us remove it.
I will tell you this, Kane. Dragons, those of myth and those of flesh, have elicited nothing but fear. They have done nothing but instigate violence throughout history. Now, if I somehow have hurt a dragon that you trust, well, I would be a liar if I said I apologize, for they threaten my land. But I have not spoken with said dragons. I do not
You
know
know-
them. They are a mystery to me. So tell
It would
me,
be
Ersid,
it would be nice if we could get together a diplomatic peace summit. Get all of the parties together for a that's exactly that, a peace summit. Sit around a nice round table and we can all talk about everyone's positions.
In a perfect
in a-
world where the
and-
dragon sits across from us and speaks kindly on our level with Senkali next to him.
Well, why not? Why not? We haven't tried.
you have not tried.
No.
So, do we try? Tell me, you have dealings with the messengers before, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a way to contact them? Maybe their leader. They infiltrated Burnwell during my speech. That speaker has much to say. I do not know if it is within your power.
Well,
We do have connects.
yeah, we have a way to maybe
Maybe we could
talk
get-
with the speaker,
the
but I
speaker
don't
here,
know if
maybe.
he's still there.
Yeah, he said he was leaving, actually. So there is a good chance he's not.
I will not dive into how you know the speaker. But if you have that sort of communicative ability, we may propose the idea to Mother Seraphine.
That's the place to start. We'd have to, we have to talk.
You have to get
We
her.
have- We'd have to get her anyway, so
Mhm.
If we can convince her.
the other question is, would you be willing? Yeltar.
To speak on behalf of peace.
Yes, with the other leaders of Elbrin.
Of course.
Well, that's one down.
Of course.
It is the dream of Burnwell to see a free land. We emancipated ourselves from Weisgard because of their strict actions. So, if there's anything I can do with my power, it will be to extend my freedoms as far as possible.
Excellent.
Okay.
Hopefully it's not too hard of a sell. She has her
Oh,
own people to worry about. It
Yeah.
would be in her best interest with the largest kingdom not to put all of these people in harm's way.
She's gonna be a hard sell, but also I don't think that the messengers themselves will be a hard sell, but some of these dragons' temperaments are.
I will be honest, I do not like any of the dragons we have met.
Yeah, less than amicable.
I do not see much
For
peace.
Sardior.
Right, he's the only one who is
And he's not
even-
even technically alive.
right, even remotely able to have a conversation with.
Right, but it gives me hope though that
And-
there is a place to speak with dragons. We have
and,
one example. Hmm.
I suppose Konua.
Yeah, but Konoha is like a person, first and foremostly. There
Yeah.
is a difference between having emotions and being a person and being a creature of great might, which does not see us for anything other than smaller than it.
I think that Konua does
Well, Konoha does. But the others...
see us
They-
as smaller than him.
That's not
Oh,
true.
you- No.
Oh, I think it is. I think Konua knows what he is capable of and what he can do.
No, we had conversation with him. I feel
I
like
know
last
that's what I'm saying. He is a dragon who is able to have a conversation and not just think of destruction.
Oh, yes.
But that was because he is a person first.
Well,
Well-
maybe he can be a bridge. Maybe he can be an ambassador
That-
for the two.
That other woman that we met in,
Yeah, I remember.
she's also a dragon.
Complicated.
Sorry, Iltar.
Yeah.
I will refrain from asking questions until I know what it is we must do. However, I do think that it is best to leave these creatures outside of our conversations until we know, on behalf of the speaker, who is the only one that we can maybe trust as emissary of dragons.
That is true. That's their whole shtick is the dragons. So
All they've
If there's
ever
any-
said is that they want peace.
right,
Do you believe them?
I believe them.
I do.
I think that they are also diluted, and what they want is not necessarily what the dragons that they are resurrecting want.
Resurrecting.
I'm assuming so.
Hmm.
When I touched the orb, when I was connected with the orb, Igonir was not like living before we broke him out. So I can only assume that these other dragons are being resurrected in some sort.
The real question is, how much of this do we tell the mother? Well, I do not know when it is you will be seeing the queen, but I must see her today.
We We have a couple of days.
We have to wait until we can wear something better?
As is the strictness of Weisgard. However, I do appreciate the opportunity to dress to the nines, as they say. And unfortunately, there is someone here that I have to impress, so...
Yeah, do you know who that is?
Desiree de Rafael,
Desiree Terrafona.
the daughter of Mother Seraphine
Mm.
and
Hi.
the leader of the Aether.
Oh, shit. Both of them. I don't know why that's so surprising.
I don't know.
I have no clue why. Nope.
Just didn't expect it.
Yeah. Just like, whoa.
Just expected her to be a princess and not some Aether warrior.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Just like, what?
Expected her to be Rapunzel,
Yeah,
Oh,
kinda.
he's
Yeah.
not
getting-
Wonder Woman.
Not getting the princess out of the castle.
Yeah.
That's funny. Both of us, huh?
And he sort of smirks and like laughs. Indeed. Those are words to describe the feelings I have right now. It is, I fear that I might not even be, meet their standards.
Yes, they are hard to impress.
Ilta, that'll be no problem for you. You are one of the most handsome, charismatic men I've ever met, and I will inspire him.
Oh man. Okay. And he like smiles. And like you can see that he's kind of like blushing. Well, let's hope she thinks so as well. It seems that the future of our kingdoms may depend on it, and it is much better to marry those that you enjoy their company rather than are forced. And unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't believe that the Raphael would be a fan of the latter.
Ah, you have to impress her then.
And so, I am here. Speaking of impressions, the Black Metal Barrel, they send their regards, and they are doing quite well.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah, good. 2 thumbs up.
Yes, we are seeing some dealings being made. That Oliver happens to be a mastermind. He makes deals like no one's business, but it is his business.
Yeah, like our business.
Indeed, your business as well. So this is yours, and forgive me, it is padded with my own thanks. And he drops a pretty large bag of gold on the table.
Shit.
I was just wondering, like, if we would get
I know, I
profits
was like,
from
we
that.
haven't been paid in a minute, but we
Oh, you
also
haven't been
getting
there.
free shit.
Yeah.
So,
You have not been there.
Nope.
I was wondering, like, if when we finally return, if we walk up to Oliver and we're like, "All right, so what's our cut? How's profits been?"
yeah. How's it going?
Exactly, which I wanted to get you profits now. I think they'd be in touch.
No, this makes sense.
Yeah. And he stands up, and as he's leaving, he kind of looks back. War may be on the table. You are some of the most capable adventurers, mercenaries, soldiers, whatever you decide to call yourselves. So, I will send for my vault. We will ensure that if there are any battles, they will be won. I will make sure of it. And he leaves.
She bows.
Wow.
Yeah, she respects this guy. Turns to Kane. Looks like the king is off the table.
Unfortunate.
And just like,
I poke Kane. I was like, "You had your doubts about him.
Yeah.
Understandable."
We'll see.
he is a good guy. Really.
He is. He's a good guy.
Yeah, I suppose it's never too late to backstab anyone. So
Oh,
Nope.
we are free agents, I suppose.
And on that note, the talk of freedom, the talk of backstabbing, the talk of planning, it seems you will all be having a meeting soon, and more very lofty individuals may become involved. You have the rest of this day to plan your approach. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for, God bless, Althea bless for us not having any technical difficulties. We'll see you next Monday. Peace out. How do I close?
We're in the big leagues now, guys.